It says it's recording. So I guess we're good. We'll give it a shot.
Okay. Call to order. Special board meeting by 10th, 2023. West Valley School Board. Citizens may comment on items appearing on the agenda when invited to participate during the agenda. Item by board chair. Citizens may comment on items related to the school district business not apparent in this agenda during the public comment portion of the meeting. Citizens after identifying themselves proceed to make comments and create and subject and that's basically the power on the effective on comments. Chairperson may interrupt a terminated individual statement on vote when appropriate, including on statements are out of order to the breach personal privacy rights or abusive, obscene, irrelevant, or otherwise. The public should realize that this is a trustee business meeting conducted in a public forum. What's the answer to the region? For the regions to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So nobody's signed up to speak for the comment section, so we'll go right on to the action items. The NPSBA ballot, electronic vote on association business, as the letter from the chairman of the NPSBA board, and that we didn't have a quorum at the meeting, and so each school district has it can call or email in their vote at this point. So I don't know if you had a chance to look over all that, but I do just want to make the comment that these are our leaders that wrote these changes. So I don't know if you want to be making too many changes here. These are the people that we depend on to make the changes. Our policy, and these are things that they made on their policy because of the legislation. Practice report, and she said that one thing there was a problem with it, not a problem, but there was an issue at the meeting with it mentioned in the other somewhere where it mentions rather than a separation of church and state, a balance of church and state. And some people were taking issue with that, but that's because of the Supreme Court ruling. So the MPSBA change our rules because that was an MPSBA. So
yeah, that was principle 5 of the member adopted principles and guidelines.
right. And it said I think they changed it from separation of church and state to balance of state, and that's due to the charters. Yeah, it's in the Supreme Court. We look at the balance.
One thing I didn't understand as I was reviewing it was, and it could be, but I didn't understand their dues revenue estimates, like how that was. I didn't feel like it told us how that was changing from the current way that they're calculating how they generate dues. So I was kind of in the dark about like that.
Because what we have here is what they have. They're proposed for as a thing.
Yeah, it's what they're proposing, but I couldn't pick out like what been done historically. Like I didn't know what we were going to change.
Well, I think it's just like the new budget is what it is, just the new budget and then spread it among the
And I think it has to do with the amount that the school district spends annually.
Right.
So other than that, I don't know how they calculate them in the past, other than they just send us like a matrix like this and we just see where we fall as far as our spending, and well, that's what our fee will be.
And ours is around 50.
50, yeah, 55, 57, something like that.
Which is roughly about the same as it's been.
So would that be the same with how it's kind of hitting on this chart? I mean, because I guess historically,
Yeah.
how they calculated in the past versus how they're calculating.
So, I mean, in the past, I don't remember ever seeing like the cap. So, I mean, I guess our dues could, I mean, I don't know.
The floor for us would be what, that 46, 45, and then the cap would be 57, 14. Based on where our spending. So kind of
yeah.
part of the same as where that's what I'm, that's how I read it.
Yeah.
And if you go down lower, like it shows here, it gives you an example, like your FY21 total spending, and that looks like this track from your 2022, so year over year. So then if your spending increases, it goes up by that percentage, I would imagine. Is that how you read it, Doug?
Yeah, it seems like. Yeah, it would have been clearer if they just. Calculated.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I guess that's where I'm like, are we voting for essentially significant increases? Or I guess potential decreases if our budget goes down.
Well, and then they say too up above there that they're not including ESSER funds, which we would have had them in fiscal year 22, but not 23. So, I mean, potentially ours could go down then, I guess. I just wish it was like, this is what you know, like just made it a little more cut and dry, but.
I think they're trying to factor in though, like if you're on a lower spend year, then your dues go down. I think they're trying to offset it.
If you look at it, it seems like it's. That's 4.2% increase. Year over year, which- 55. Per year. I think they continue to be a great resource for us. Emails that are topics that we use and. So, you know, for the time being. Yeah.
And it does. It is now our duty for annual discrimination. I mean, we could look that up.
Are we gonna make motions individually on these things?
Yes, somebody has an issue and how would I accept or comfortable with making a motion on fix it. We could have. Yes, make a motion to accept. Yes.
Well, I think I'm seeing coordinating with the presidents in the past to your relationships. And the direct line there is that's good.
It's inspirational. I think people without meeting listen, oh yes, this is presented on the board. And there were very few comments that were made. I didn't pretty much understood what the word is. The connection, why this and flaws. And these inside the wording, which is just make it. It's unfortunate there was supposed to have been 47 school districts, and 47 school districts, and represented within. But we didn't. So that's what we have. That's why this. Sent out to us. Actually, it should be sent to each board member. Sue, and I talked to her this morning, and she said, be sure that we do have direct connections with the school.
And they should.
We all should. Tina's suggestion and got sold otherwise. I wasn't even on mine. So thank you, Tina. I would thank you, Tina, right? Really, because we needed to follow up. I didn't have it on mine, Tina. But we will have. Yeah. And they explained that each school district has a vote. Some have more weight than others. Because it's size. So they have chances whenever they use to wait one. Everybody. There were a lot of small scales. Will entertain a motion. No. Yes. The changes.
I'll make a motion to approve HSBA knowledge.
Any more discussion? What was in favor? Aye. Opposed? Now, if I take, I can go on to the next one, so that would be unanimous. Okay, the BART technologies. And we have that before us. Did you have comments?
Yeah, so it's just a DPA. So BARC Technologies is like a security online. So if a student Googles something they shouldn't be, it notifies, I believe, the principals and counselors. Like, you know, maybe a student Googles, where do I buy a gun? It's going to flag that and get proper authority involved. It's just so they can, I mean, maybe they're writing a paper about hunting, but maybe they're not. And so it sorts that out. But anything that it flags, it automatically pushes to the principals and counselors. So it's a free service. We just need the agreement signed with with BARC Technologies.
Oh, thank you.
Any discussion on one? Voted in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's unanimously. And discussion about action on an open position. In terms of superintendent. I just. Grateful to say that that's both in and Richard sent in their resumes to be considered for that position. And I just wanted everybody to know that I've been on the phone last week, contacting our people, contacting them, and to see And nobody can come up with anybody who would like to step inside their business. So.
Nobody could come up with anybody.
There you go. There you go. But I did drop by to the teacher and put it on the SAM website, which is the school administrators of Montana. He had it on the old tablets. Didn't have it on the SAM. So he thinks that's exactly. And I thought we go ahead and do that. We still haven't any response but with that. We did do that. Now, I'm not listening along with you. And I do that. Make to believe that I have a teammate where she was one of the district five. Get to get there, get from superintendent. But I this has been, I Rob wants that Sam said that maybe they should give us 3 meetings. Now, I'm more confused about that. Because this is my favorite thing about it. I'm not sure if he's going to give us names. I'm not really looking. Although our office did respond and I asked what missing, but I don't think we have. I guess what I'm saying, I don't think we have much people. They're waiting for interim superintendent. We need to be grateful that both Jamie and Richard. And that's is true, I guess. Maybe give us 1 more week to see what happens with the SAMs. And then maybe on have interviews on in a week, 30 next week. If we could get this everybody's comfortable with that, that would be the 17th. We'll go back to that. And would you be using next week? The 18th? It would be the 18th then. Okay, 5:30.
Yes.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
5:15? Yes, sir. Okay, shall we just, I don't know if we're doing it then. And if we have anybody in the meanwhile, we can have that. I don't have that.
That works for me. Maybe should.
That'd be good. Would be, but I don't want to push, I don't want to take them out on the road. Whatever, really, I'd really like to.
It works for me.
Works for me.
It works for us, I'm not talking about. For the GI. Okay.
Well, let's assume that.
Let's assume that we can. So, I don't think we need to have an action on the meeting. Next week.
I mean, I would be able to, I would like to.
Because we'll use communications, right? So, right, we'll be in contact. And with each other,
For the interviews or.
yes, they
Decision, I'll publish it.
deal with the strength and support of this. So we have to have, we interview the individuals. Using, I think we have some superintendent interview questions. So we will do that. And then we go for public comment. Public comment, everybody will be 3 minutes. And then we go into executive session without candidates. We just go into executive session at that point. And then the candidates vote, if they have anything they're concerned about, if they didn't want said in an open meeting, but they want us to know, they can tell us at that. The meeting. That, and she said, yeah, so. Then we discuss it back into regular session. Motions are made. Because we have discussed it. Motion is made, then we'll have more discussion. And then. And it will be open every, so we'll have to be sure we get the date. I'll talk to us tonight. And work with whatever meeting. If Justin can't do it that day, well. If phone really gets it now. But let's go with the 18th one. You know. And probably, I was thinking, I don't know how comfortable are you having it in the down in the middle. Very comfortable.
I was
I think everybody needs to be comfortable. So if we have to, we bring more chairs in. If need be.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay. Next. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you interview each candidate individually.
That's right. They're going to be individually at this open meeting. But and I thought that we would have to go into the executive session with each candidate. And, you know, with candidate being there. And Sue said, no, you don't have to do that. In this particular instance, as long as they feel free to tell us, you know, to communicate anything with us, and if you know, that we can go into it without them.
And that makes sense. I think from a public decision. See the interviews, and then I think.
So I think you'd need to,
It's like two different times.
Yeah.
The meeting may start at 5:30, but we interview, to answer your question, interview one.
Yeah.
And then
That's right.
one up.
So we would have, if we started 5:30, we would have straws. They have, you know, one be first. That's probably 15 minutes.
One just waits in the lanes.
I can be here.
How long would it be?
oh, I think they were like an, uh-huh,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
They may want to start the meeting a little bit earlier. I do think they were longer, like hour
Okay,
interviews.
so should we do? Yeah, let's do it. How about, do we want to start earlier then? Wait, okay. That might be a difference to me. If we have two candidates, we've got 5:30 and 6. That isn't.
No.
And then Justin, if he, you know,
Well, we can keep that.
sometimes it's really for I want to be in contact with Richard. Okay. I think that Justin, right now, 10:30, we'll begin the interviews. Where do you think? July 18th. July 18th. July.
We get it.
Thank God. Thank God. You know. Okay, between all of us. If this. If anybody else. Out there, it'll be okay. Why aren't you asking? Who's the supervisor? We have one applicant. Is all. How do we feel about? Could we interview him? As the attorney officer?
He worked here
He's
previous.
kind of a role, right?
He's been.
No, he hasn't been.
No, he's been food service aide, but not a supervisor.
He hasn't been.
What did they say? Another gal we're sharing.
I don't know that that's completely accurate.
Have things been hunky dory in that department?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
This is the one area where we need to have.
Absolutely. It would have changed the outcome of this situation for sure.
Okay, but this is one reason why we really need to bring him.
I think in general, I think we have time for this position as well. There's something that I to spend, so I think we do. Superintendent interviews.
But the superintendent interviews next week. Now we can talk about. Interviews later. Okay, the custodial situation. No. There are
We have
no,
none.
and we have one out. on Medical leave
Mhm.
and
So we had three. One decided not to come back. The other one is now on vacation until mid-August, I think August 16th. And then the other one's on medical leave. So we have Tony and Phil currently.
For the whole summer.
So the rest until, yeah. So yeah, so the one that's off for a few weeks. Today was her last day, and then she'll be back, I think, on the 16th of August. So between now and then, it's just Tony and Phil.
Hmm.
And they're only doing like the maintenance. There's no floors or
Mhm.
anything else, so. And I don't know, I mean, I've sent it out to like the Interlake. We posted it on our Facebook. I don't know where else we should,
We tried with like job service or LinkedIn.
we can try something like that. I mean,
One thing I will say is I think if we can pivot to more of an online diversified presence, you're gonna hit more people in that younger demographic that aren't necessarily like looking at the paper.
right. And with the Interlake, at least it is online too, but I know
Younger generation.
that's true. If you're looking for a job, you're not gonna Google Daily Interlake. Phil had mentioned Craigslist. I personally feel like Craigslist is like a big spam. Like every time I've listed something, you get like 800 emails of random junk. So I mean, that is an option, I guess, but
There's an online application that they can fill out for a position. right?
that's true, yeah.
So
So if you don't put, that's true. If you don't put a contact person on there, then maybe that would work. Let's try that. So job service, what else did you say? Sorry.
I don't understand.
What's the pay on that one?
Just, it depends, anywhere from like $12 up on, depending on experience. I mean, if they have years of experience, I mean, they could be starting out at 20, it just depends. But.
Plus you
somewhere.
get based on
The insurance stipend, yeah. Mhm.
Do we put that then like in the ad that there's insurance stipend benefit?
Mm-mm. No, I think in the past, like, I think with para positions, it's just. Because I think the pay scale's online, so it's not like starting at, we don't put that, I don't think, on those type.
But do we include the perspectives?
So I mean, when I've sent it to the paper, I just sent, we're looking for 2 paras, a custodial, I just do that, and then they have to go to the website to see what the benefits and everything are.
yeah, it's one
So.
for shoot yourself. Your staff. Just because, in a normal business. They do. Whereas we're kind of saying, we're netting them out and advertising this lower rate, even though there's this substantial pickup if you. Wonder if we could,
Could you up that rate and maybe not do that insurance piece? Because you know, they always look at the number per hour. They don't
or you
look at
give them
your-
the option to pay the insurance. If they want insurance, there's plan, but otherwise there's. But if I was, you know,
That's
in
what I
that
was-
realm, I'd be looking, you know, if somebody said $12 an hour, I'd ask, you know,
Exactly.
try to look for something $20 or something. Even though that $20 range is roughly the same as what we would provide, I think we just advertise. You know, like, less attractive.
So when-
That's how it's set up.
Yeah, so when you go to like apply at West Valley, it doesn't say anything. It just says custodial position opening starting August 1st, 8 hours a day. Must be able to lift 50 pounds, salary depending on experience. And then you click on the job description and then it just takes you into the duties. It doesn't say anything about wages. So it doesn't say if it's $5 an hour or $70 an hour. It doesn't say that. You'd have to go in and find our pay scale on the website.
Oh, so it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Even in the initial write-up, I think we said like insurance stipend or benefits payable. Something,
Yeah, if you could put that in there,
didn't get some.
not totally quite sure. But
West Valley, I'm trying to look here.
not sure if we have to adjust the. Contract.
So then you would just, yeah, so if you click in here, then it goes to the salary schedule, but it's the old CBA.
Yeah, well, I get really.
I know. And it doesn't even have-
Yeah.
I don't think it even has actually the certified on here.
I mean, I just wonder if that could be calculated, let's say. Like, you know, with or without insurance, X range to X range, and it seems like it would generate a lot of interest.
It's, I mean, it doesn't even have, like I said, I wonder why it doesn't have the classified pay scale on here.
Yes, if they don't know the amount, I mean, you maybe lose a check. too for not knowing.
Yeah, I think you gotta kind of. Throw the ball in.
They don't want the big one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Whitefish, I think, was what they're paid for.
Yeah, we were looking the other day. I'm gonna go be a crossing guard for $20 an hour for an hour a day. Like hold aside, I'm like $20. Heck yeah. I'm like, huh. Yeah, other schools do have them, but
Depends on what intersection.
that's true. I know. I'll just take my lunch breaks, run up to Whitefish, hold the sign, and come back.
Yes, I guess if we could maybe change up the ads and where it's posted and.
Okay,
Add
and
in
add in.
benefits and insurance.
Yeah, and if you could even like somehow calculate the wage, like. With or without this insurance.
What does it go with it? Depends on experience.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's all.
So it might be a wide range, at least somebody sees.
A range 12 to what's the top end, $20 an hour for it?
Mhm.
And but 12 to 20 depends on experience, benefits.
There you go. That's
Benefits
good.
stipend or benefits included.
Sorry, will you say that again? Gotta write this down.
Yeah, I know, it's a big range, but give them a range from 12 to $20 an hour, whatever the top end is.
Okay.
Whether it's 20 or 21. And then say depends on experience. Benefits, stipend or benefits.
Yeah, you could say benefit stipend of 6,000.
Just to look more
in
attractive.
cash or benefit. And go with that.
And that'll go on the internet.
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry.
And you can shoot any of us.
Okay, I'll write it up and then send it out and you can look at it. Okay, I'll work on that
And
tomorrow.
maybe same on that food service, you might as well put that on every two on the Craigslist and then that too. With a similar.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I appreciate the application. Yeah. So, just, I think we have some time to kind of.
Yeah.
Decide on that before we don't have to rush into that decision over the summer. Andy worked with the lawyer on that, which says it before.
I mean, it looks like he has pretty good background. What is this? Here,
Up here.
yeah.
ELA, the budget amount.
Oh, that stuff. That's for down below the discussion about budget and finances. It's just, some curriculum needs are in that packet there. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, so curriculum needs,
We need to close on that.
probably. Yeah, we'll have to close out this one before we get into that. Okay.
You're right.
On the current open positions, I mean, we hear from some of the teachers here maybe too on. What they feel of other, is there anything else I thought we're missing on the board open wise?
Regards to like paras or.
Yeah, I mean, I know this was supposed to be a work session to begin with, so.
Yeah, I was interested in the two paras being now. Even. You.
I'm just kind of like, that's your role, and look at it, like that, and it's easy. Yeah, we come in and then you know. So once. But one was higher than,
Yeah.
and have they accepted it?
Yes.
Okay.
So that needs to be brought to the board though. Okay, and I haven't been notified of that. Okay. Oh, good.
So in the bare bones budget. Short to what we expected. So. We agreed to add to that. We need to discuss more. What about the technical candidate? Is that middle school one? For the actor, is that gonna be-
The middle school is not.
Standardize it. Well, maybe she can do fifth grade now. Yeah, over the bag, it's hard for me to decide.
And on math, we're all good with the math, everything was accepted. Math person. Lena, everything was accepted on the math person.
Great. I guess just like to back up, like with the budget scenario, so like we kind of work backwards in this budget. Okay, this is kind of where we've trimmed staffing down to, where we've kind of eliminated all basically necessary and unnecessary salaries to some degree. And we're looking for kind of your guys', just like you said, with the exactly just comparison. What are you guys doing there? We need, like, really need one, other things running there. We need to get some better numbers on supplies, better numbers on supplemental programs. It's kind of like weigh all these options to make sure that we're kind of, if we're dipping further into the servers that we're doing, everybody agrees, hey, this is the best one to spend and the most important. And so that's a little bit of the idea, which we expect to have more. Throughout the course of the summer, and then really get you guys perspectives and insights, like these are essential critical needs that we need to meet, and we can kind of make all those options with you guys' insight and budget that works. Nobody's going to be lavished in excess this year by any means, but hopefully we can all kind of agreement on what is being spent. So we can all agree upon rather than just having everything be cut and like saying no. So that's the idea.
I mean, we want to say yes to everything, right? But, we want this process where you feel like it's not happening to you, it's happening with you, even though it's not the budget that any of us want.
I met with Cecilia to go over curriculum needs. I got from teaching this and. So I think you have those.
Is that what all this is then?
Yeah.
And so those are the, essentials to keep our curriculum. We're gonna be doing at all on special education. History in the middle school. I've worked with, like, their one grade level needed their online platform, speaker, licenses for you. We don't need to reuse science until April, however. It kind of looks like the state is adopting, it's interesting, the state might be paying company where we use our science curriculums, and we can possibly get it through the state for free. After this year, which is amazing. So I first read a headline today, I've been. So I have to look. It's a partnership with every ed. And so that would be great because our subscription with them ends Math was ordered, and I think they wanted. Of course, so, and I did bring my computer, but if you have any questions on that, I can kind of.
This curriculum stuff is any of that in this prelim stuff, was any of these numbers in here?
Do we know what is the total of all of this?
I don't have that offhand. It's each, I mean, probably, I don't know, 40,000 altogether.
And this is just for middle school then.
No,
This is
elementary,
with everything.
it's all curriculum, it's not necessarily.
Maybe not quite 40, maybe that's a little high.
Is all this, we have all of these taken from last year.
Yeah, nothing new.
Nothing's new, so I'll just-
Yeah, workbooks that were needed. So, except for in, actually in Wonder. They don't even print the additional things, so they're just using it. And then, you know, for separate reading mastery, reading mastery, so we need to do more focus. I believe it is reading mastery, especially on reading math, connecting math concepts through all those things. For day-to-day consumables and extra texts.
We don't know yet where we finished out last year.
And we won't really know till August, honestly. I mean, it takes a lot. Like I gave you in here the budget versus actual, but it's nowhere near close to being accurate right now, just with waiting on county reports, waiting for funds to come in, with all the cleanup for the end of the year. It'll be, so the trustee financial statement is what will roll all that together, and that won't even be opened, I think, till August 3rd. So I won't even be able to start compiling those numbers until then.
Where's the budget versus actual? This one? This looks like 3 months.
Did I not put it in there? We give them all to one person? No? Oh, I bet they're on the printer. Like, I was making copies and I think I walked away. I'll be right back.
That might help. I was doing that and I saw somebody walk in, I go to the door.
So I hate to put. Some projects on anybody, but would it be, I mean. Because I just don't really know much about any of these programs, but I mean, even at a high level. could- Month or two before we get an idea of what these programs are. And discussion about how essential they are. to you guys. I assume you obviously.
I mean, I can explain it now, I could go through each one, or I could price them up for your next meeting, whatever you like. You must know what they all are, huh?
So, okay, so you have to order them. Relative to this, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if shipping is as bad. Mass curriculum.
That's already paid for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an email about the lead program.
ELA, yeah, so these first two that, the email from Tina. This is the only curriculum we have for middle school ELA. They don't have Wonders, so they have this online program. That's $197 per teacher, correct? So that they can help drive that. That's for 3. For 6 episodes, but it's that much per teacher.
And there's 3 teachers.
Yeah. So that's that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, is that per year?
That's the one that's going to cost.
Okay. So that wouldn't be, need to be renewed next year. Okay, so one time.
Is this a new program then?
No, we don't need to do it.
It's, the program that we use is called PD Academics. And so we've got a writing, I use the writing program, all three of us are choosing the writing. And then there's a larger program. Resources that Bonnie has purchased for their own money. But they came out with a new grammar program and really kind of fell on some slack, you know, all instruction wise. And so they came out with this program and it's just, you know, it's very rarely reasonable. We don't have a lot of faith in this. We really enjoy the for them, in terms of writing and drawing, very engaging and come forward focus. So we just really thought we should show off. We'll have all the material, not just all the materials. Yeah.
And is this utilized in a lot of your curriculum, like in a lot of your curriculum that you're using, or is it just one?
This particular program. I haven't looked, it just came out with the spring. Can you looked at it, Bonnie? Yeah, so it's completely top for line, that would be our. The only. Now just. Activities plus. Student. All of us. Probably teaching materials for 6, 7 years, that alignment. Wonders program of different. Languages. So we have an programs. This is licenses are transferable, so last year. So we're really looking forward to seeing which can probably use it. But there's transferable lessons of the teacher, that the teachers change. It's all one. Materials.
You know, is this like a similar program once they go into high school that they use there, like
Evidence-based learning, yeah, that.
okay, so similar,
Yeah, GD standard. It's very similar to the buildings. There's making things that. Specialization, all that, so the language. Yeah, language is very similar and. Focus on letting them know that and letting them sit in for just the behavior. Jump down the line, those things in the framework is the same. I noticed the engagement. Not only on my. You were hoping, you were purchased with it. Oh, that's right, so yeah, just one. Oh, we were hoping for the university. Okay. Or someone else's teaching. We would need lessons for.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, then the next page is history, or sorry, science. This was sent to Mrs. Blair, so you can just see on the comments on the side, the teachers suggesting for supplies, science, for electives. And then they have their IT down below. Yeah, I mean, the IT goes through our committee for approval for the privacy, and things like that, but also has to square with budgeting. Well, but they're all gone through the process.
And one of them is why, you know, this is why.
Yeah, they did put that. So on the gizmos, that was a online platform where the students can do online labs. So costs money for that, but it saves money in lab too. So that's what
And we don't have like a science fee or anything like that currently.
currently no fees. The next page is from our middle school music department.
Gets back on the science. So, did you see this as like, is this like a normal recurring cost basis, or is 2,000 for a microscope research replacement? Is that kind of general role of microscopes, or is this kind of higher or lower than normal?
I would definitely say the microscope replacements and refurbishing is probably something that's gonna do a long time. That would not be done all the time.
Okay, so it's
Yeah. The things that they mentioned, that are like consumables. But the 2090 super microscope. Yeah. That would be one. And maybe Mrs. Blair could speak more to the eighth grade electives. Engineering. That. Okay. The office for the- that's just supplies. Those are all stuff.
Students also bring in this ice cream. Let me say that. That's possible.
And I might reach out to the science teachers, because this was sent to Ms. Blair, so it's the first time I've seen it, but, I just, we have a new science teacher in sixth grade, so I think I'll follow up with her on some of this.
Right, and then site standards don't fit in the general science, science, we spread them out into the STEM. They're still addressing core standards in this, and we don't want to be like this. And it disguises.
But they're important.
Yeah, they have, you know, it's really.
And some of this stuff would be nice to just. We have maybe options, descriptions about what could be provided to students and what would be changed between them. So I look at this one, going $10,000. I assume this is a pretty sufficient offer or request. Whereas if you said, okay, it could be good for $7,500, having a big budget, what that, and then you can explain to us what would or would not be provided to some degree, and kind of, a minimum amount to meet expectation, like is
Yeah, I have some ideas I can look for.
Yeah, perfect.
I think the harsh reality that we're kind of facing right now is like really not fun cuts are potentially going to have to be. Because
No,
if
I
we
can see, you have to
pull in
prioritize.
from our reserve
Yeah.
funds, it's. So like, everything clearly is like, you know, a need, right? We're trying to deliver quality education to kids, but at the same time. For this year, there's potentially gonna have to be some cuts that aren't so fun, so if we have an idea of. Things that you know, they don't want cut, but like could potentially be cut, that at least helps us as we start to massage those numbers and figure out like, how do we make it all?
And you can
stack
see on
up?
the next, on the music one, she did list hers up above what she needs and then a list on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of nice just to kind of spread it between.
I mean, this is what we absolutely need to carry on the program for a year. And it's not sustainable. But this, you know, and here's kind of different levels. And I mean, you can even go, you know, it's nice to go above the 10,000 and say, hey, this is what we feel like we need, but we're not even on the last. Just to get them kind of on the radar.
That'll help us with our levy. Too.
Yeah,
Like if
yeah,
we begin to think about like, okay, where do we need to go? But if we don't know, like, what some of this stuff is like, I really want this, it would really enhance education, but I don't even feel right asking right now, given the current situation. If we know that that's on the radar, it helps us kind of pick out numbers. Like, okay, this gives us.
And the
where we
wish
should
list,
be.
yeah, would be nice too, for even like PTO, like doing their fundraisers and stuff, they always like specific items of the fundraise for. So it's like, if you can give them, if you can give them a list of those items, like, they'll be more than happy to fundraise for them.
You might have to give them a list and.
Yeah.
Description.
No. All right, so I can also still ask her more about this, but this was, middle school music. For the elementary, K-4 ELA, I visited with, Mrs. Jewett, the Scarfall and the kindergarten reading mastery workbooks are core curriculum. And they need those workbooks. The reading wonders grade 3 level readers and things. They're short those. But she did say that if we had to cut that out.
So she's doing what?
Yeah, I
So,
appreciate that.
Her and I visited about that, so that's that. And then there is that sticky note about discovery, but like I said, it might turn out to not be a cost issue, so. Just so you know, that's what it does cost us.
And that's above and beyond the.
That's
science.
above the supplies.
And
This is
what
the-
is the, I'm sorry. What is the-
Discovery education is the online curriculum where the teachers can create lessons and students can do a lot of their work online. It's a virtual. textbook. So it's all-
Okay.
So, elementary day for title, so visiting with Tanya on that. You can see over where we could reduce the top quantity by one. Maybe that other presentation board, which I wrote down, I would say about $1,000. But what they're doing with those is they use those presentation books, the parents for their consent. Of course, not knowing how many pairs they will have. Not sure, you know, like she said, if they could even use those books, but if they can get their interventions going, they'll just be making a lot of copies. They can't order those. Presentation books. So that was all we could really. So this is all reading mastery. And then the Limbo World stuff. Intervention. K-8 special education. You can see that the top, and when you see staff contact, that's the person who wrote curriculum need in the spreadsheet for you. So the first 15 or so lines is elementary, and so these need their workbooks. So you can see by the name, pretty much what subject it is. Reading, writing, math. The Wyatt record forms, those are required forms for our required testing for any student recommended for evaluation. So that's what those are. I guess, yeah, all the rest are.
And it's pricing pretty similar compared to what it was last year.
The workbooks being. Yeah, textbooks are usually $5,200. And that- I don't know because I don't think we can order them anymore. Yeah. Well, I don't know, because they were all. I mean, we paid our. It's just. Yeah. For K-8 comes to about 7,000. And so that is how.
What?
Help me with that, is not.
Title is not, but that is.
That is general fund. It's not covered under the title.
70 days. It's like 70 days. So, and this is their replacement core. And so the students come here for their math. This is their.
You say 70 to 80.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number of special education students, but it's up there. Close to 10%.
And this is a special curriculum.
Yeah. You see the quote. This is for TCI, that is the history curriculum for fifth, sixth, and seventh grade. We actually, on my original order, I also had sixth grade workbooks on here, but the way we're doing sixth grade history is we're not gonna order the workbooks, just whatever units that we have. So we have our fifth grade workbook, 10th grade workbooks, and then we need to review teacher licenses.
So these are kind of rounded to use.
This is an actual quote. Yeah.
I just was
90
thinking-
students,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
When you talk about, us making copies of printouts. But that's legal.
Yes,
I mean,
we have, yeah.
They did, and I mean, we buy, they are aware that.
Well, because, yeah, even the first, because we're not using.
Illegal? Legal.
Well, which one is it?
And I feel this way.
The students also have a license,
There you go. Okay.
right? So we pay for a student license as well as a teacher license. We can print out any student materials.
Okay.
It's more handy if you're gonna be teaching the whole workbook to have the whole workbook, and they're in color.
Okay.
Okay, but if we're having a, like in sixth grade, we're gonna be doing a trimester of history. I'm gonna use the whole one. So it's okay, we already have the student license.
What they need, okay, yeah, I, you know, I did. We're a great.
You're being legal.
I knew you were.
No, it's a good question. It makes sense. All right. Questions on that? Oh, there's the note, 2 years for 3,700. So the reason that I asked Cecilia to just note that is when you buy multiple years, get a big discount. And so I just wanted to know that for the one teacher, or for the 100 students, it's $2,200 a year. And if you got 2 years, it's 37.
And how many years have we, how many years have we used this program for?
We did not have a history curriculum until we started. We started in 6th and 7th grade, and then we added 5th grade.
Was that a standards based edition? Is that just-
And then 8th grade is Montana history, so all of that. The textbook and stuff we already have.
I spent money, I remember, you know, how. $300 for the kids.
Yeah, it was more concerned for the public school, but
You guys remember that kids middle school social studies and science and learning. Conversations. Yeah, I think it's better that the district is. One of the teachers.
So the next one, the type-tastic, is for the elementary curriculum typing. And I don't know if you noticed here, the special education teachers asked for some type-tastic licenses, but didn't have a cost on the special education sheet. So I met with Cecilia and we looked at what it would cost to add, add 25 add PG licenses just to see what it would change to add for specializing in middle school. And it would be an extra $730. That's what this besides licenses.
I could sound like there's not.
Yeah. And then that's
Talking to Alexis. They could have them to eat Alexa.
I need that. I get so frustrated with Alexa.
so
My son's like, no, it's a robot. She's not listening. I know.
I can work on some of that.
This is really good though, because it gives us good. Supplies and curriculum, gives us a lot more depth.
Yeah.
May I speak to one thing on there? Those spreadsheets that we kind of said we could make copies and do it. If that can fit, it's horrible. And someone works the program, the papers don't actually fit, and that's what the program is. You're guiding the kids and reading, and that's a page and guide, you got read, and there's so much to it. And to have copied page that doesn't fit, not in color, with a staple. It's
So which one is that? What about?
they're reading that.
Yeah.
They want to see more of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, so just the pair thing, that's not these
They
ones
can see
here?
across.
no.
Oh,
Okay.
Same.
It's
Yeah,
just those two teacher presentation books.
Yeah. That's
So they're, one is,
They're much larger.
one, one is, looks like it's 800 because, and the other one is 432.
Is that something you have to buy each year?
No,
No.
okay, that's a not a consumable, that's a teacher presentation book, so you
Yeah.
use it.
So we're just short one in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then short one in second grade.
So we did, requested two, and now it's down to one that you're saying to go up to.
So she originally requested two, and it's because they, you know, they have not just the teachers, but all the parents using the books too.
Right,
And so, you know, it's just as helpful for parents having an actual book.
right.
Versus copies. But when I talked to Tanya, she just was kind of like not knowing how many paras she'll have. Potentially,
So if we don't hire that for paras.
well, I don't know that,
Okay.
because that could be needed in special ed or lots of places.
But they don't, these books don't.
No.
So one
Yeah.
time, so we have it.
I mean, I wonder kind of with the,
Teacher edition.
with the copies. I don't wonder how much are you really saving versus paying somebody to stand their copiers.
Especially if you're copying.
Especially if
You know, and the
Yeah.
efficiency, I agree with it, like, especially something that's not just gonna be taken home and thrown away or something, that
Right.
have some continued use of it.
So your kids' workbooks have come home.
Well, sometimes I take a picture.
Me, I save them for summer and I make them do them. He hates it.
So in second grade, do we need two or one in second grade?
She asked her to.
Ask.
So she said.
Yeah, their teacher presentation kit.
For reading that.
Right. This is the first year we use second grade reviews, right? Just because we're our kids.
Well, when I talked to Tanya, she had already put two down, but she did say, does not really have parents, she might not.
It's also our second grade members.
So is second grade doing master? Do we know yet? Reading
We
master?
need to read mastery, but it's just serving our kids. And most of the time. So. They're not both. I think we have one, because we had two second grade reading masters. Which was. So that would just be one we need to follow.
And if there were one or two, and Tanya thought we should wait till we see what groups we have, bring a presentation book in. Waiting too much for one book, isn't it?
They're looking at, what they buying $100.
The reading orders for third grade sounds like we don't necessarily.
If she didn't put it on there. maybe she could.
So typically, you know, we approve the budget. But you guys are typically.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
And for your budget, you're approving. I mean, we already know what we're getting from the state, but you're also approving like transportation, tuition funds, like all the other ones too. So it's a whole. Yeah, there's more than just the general fund to that as far as the approval part.
Yeah.
Cause that's mostly what just goes out to taxpayers is what is approved in August.
So I'm just wondering how we handle this year.
Yeah, I was thinking we were gonna be able to close out this year to kind of know where we're sitting at. But you're saying you're not gonna be able to close it out until the beginning of August? Just know, you know, exactly where we ended up, how much 250 used, then we could plan budget wise.
I mean,
For the following.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a better idea after the county reports come out, because we'll have our revenues. And then with being gone that first week of August, then for me personally, I have to have it done by like the 30th, just because I won't be here that first week, so I have to. So hopefully Mayfair's has their site open, but when I was at the county meeting last week, they were thinking it was like August 2nd or 4th, like that first week, so I'll just have to see when it gets closer to the end of July as to what I can do with Mayfair's as far as putting in our final numbers. So, like I said, hopefully I'll know more next week, but for now it's just, I mean, it looks messy, but that's just how it is at this time of year.
And you said this isn't super accurate right now.
No, because it's, I mean, it looks terrible.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. No.
So, if you order the stuff, usually you're ordering things right now. Assuming that it is in the budget.
Yeah. The superintendent usually approves anything that's under 10,000, you know, and typically we kind of know what's, right?
Yeah.
What's spent and what's needed.
Well, I think like, from our timing, obviously, we have like. Optimistically, I think. And hopefully, save on some of these supply expenses by the end of the month. So that gives enough.
So like on
you know,
tiers,
3-4 weeks to order anything in place and gives you guys kind of time. Hopefully. We can help. We don't want this to show up and have.
Is that what
nothing
anybody?
to lose, right? That seems kind of like the last comfortable area that you have to be, you know? Not great.
Hopefully you have a little turnaround.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Are you guys getting, notice or meeting or agenda via email? So is that something that we can start doing? Just sending,
I mean, it's posted. I mean, I don't call everybody and tell them there's a meeting and
can
I,
we send a mass email one? Like, I mean, just the district, here's the agenda for the meeting happening on Friday.
I mean, I suppose I could do that. It would, I mean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, it's posted, I feel,
Yeah.
so,
I guess like, I don't check like pre-board meeting or pre-being on the board, I don't check all the time like, to see what's happening. I think if it takes like an extra 2 minutes to send me just the agenda, and hey, we have a board meeting on X day, it might bring more input. I think people. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the other side.
I mean, I think it's helpful because how the regular schedule works. Especially if you miss some. The things will be.
Would that be sent out to, teachers and the?
I don't know,
I'm
I
talking
mean,
staff. Yeah,
You're talking staff.
I mean, we're making a lot of big decisions and we're having plenty of special meetings, so.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, I sometimes. Over
invite everybody that's not interested, but I think it's important.
I mean, I post exactly where I'm supposed to, and that's the way it's been for many years. I mean, I post it on the website, I post it on the door, I send it to the admin. I suppose if they want to, they can just forward it to their staff.
But it's kind of, it's a little bit kind of.
No, I still do minutes.
What? Video.
Mhm.
Just do trans-
I wish I could.
But it's just from like a communication standpoint, I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just. Yeah, just make sure that we're overly informing everybody. That's right. Especially with this, the superintendent decision. I think, you know, it'd be nice to make sure we spread the word as much as we can.
Just the, when you're creating the event.
Mhm. But then I think I get a response for every person that says they're going, and that's like 500 emails. Yeah, because I did that with another one, and I mean, yeah, every time somebody was like, I'm going, I'm not going, I'm going, I'm not going, I got an email for that, so.
Are you going? Because I'm going. No, I'm not going. But she's going.
Yeah.
Wait, I know it's one more thing, but if it
Yeah.
just takes 2 minutes to attach. I think.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't know, if that's still.
She's, these off till school. Yeah, and we have that. It's just, like you said, it's just one more thing and then one more thing and one more thing, and so, but.
I can't see real balance.
No.
I feel like stakeholders, you know, it's good to put it out there as much as possible, and especially because the busier that we get, you know, not everybody's going around the same. That's, you know, that we're-
If it's just one staff email that you can send home.
Mhm.
Well, I do feel like teachers and staff were here.
have decisions.
So we appreciate your insight. Bias, because you guys are living in the day.
You know, I did say that. The lawyer for NTSB was. She commented, you usually get that many teaching. And we did, you know, we have this. Yeah, we always. Oh, a lot of school boards, if any. You know, we are so grateful. That you do come, and that helping. I mean, and we're grateful for that.
It's not like you guys have short work days. You're having no problem.
So, if we.
Making decisions on it.
So. And out. Emails. So the next meeting, I guess the email will come out, hopefully, it will be July 18th.
Okay.
5:30, I think we have to make a change. Because it just. We'll get back.
Okay. Are you calling him tomorrow so I can, okay, just so I have time.
Yeah. which is okay.
Well, before Friday for sure, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm off on tonight, hopefully he's not. Early, well, we have to. His cell phone.
I mean, if it's gonna come out, if we could do.
I think you're right, I think. Anyone discussion? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.